talking about different runs all season long, and there was a couple in this game as well, and one out of half time. What do you make of that?
Yeah, you look at this and we scored 3 points in the first 5 minutes of the game, 3 points in the first 5 minutes of the after half time. Good job in our bench coming in and changing the energy and doing that. But that group right now, which is again, it was a different group with Tuck coming back into that lineup as well. They've got to be better. I didn't think the shot attempts were horrible through that period. Certainly after half time, I didn't like the way that we came out, and it was an area that we've kind of challenged Shea. So coming out of half time, go as hard as you can for 3 minutes to bring the energy to that group coming out. So, yeah, something we've got to work on. What I was pleased more about tonight was obviously, getting Mace back into rotation, the energy that he gave us, the confidence that he played with. And then, certainly, Tuck tonight to say, hey, we're down 12 or something like that, and he backed himself to go ahead and make shots, and that got us back in the game, and we had some reasonable execution to get decent looks on out-of-bounds plays and different things, and shots that we think would normally fall for us as well. Chippies around the rim that we need to finish, but we're still having those patches where it gets sticky and we don't move it and we don't share it enough for periods of time, and it's certainly something that we came out with a feeble window saying that that's an area of our offence that has to be consistent, and we haven't got it consistent enough yet.
You mentioned Tuck, and it's not the first time he's had a fourth quarter like that, and there was times in the first half where it looked like he had an open look at three, didn't want to take it. How do you get the aggressive Tuck that we've seen in the fourth quarter sometimes through the whole game?
Yeah, I worked with him in the feeble window, just on his shot a few times, and after really spending some time with him, it's just I really believe in your shot, and then so it's got to come from me for him to have that confidence to go ahead and shoot it. And I think at different times we've really put him in situations to be able to cut, and I think he's doing that better, and he found a bit of a rhythm with Shea when he penetrates about how he moves off the basketball, and if he can get that balance right with the aggressive cuts that he can make and the spacing and the confidence to shoot the three ball, it's going to have to change some defenses where they've played pretty soft on him and clogged the paint, and if he can continually do that, it's going to be great for our offense.
Just with the CG incident, it looked scary in the arena, and certainly a surprise that he came back on the floor. I know you're in the game, but have you been able to get any information about how that played out?
Yeah, I talked to our medical staff, and CG was never unconscious. He was aware of what was going on when he was lying on the floor the whole time, and but it kind of looked like Lockie Barker in Perth for a second, where he just kind of laid there very still, and it was different. They took him back and settled him down for 10 minutes. He passed every test he needed to pass, and I was a little surprised when they come back out and said he could go, but when he spoke to me and he's like, tell me what's been going on in the game, because he'd missed a period of time. How'd we get back into it? And he just wanted to absorb all the information, and Tuck was cooking there, but he was tired. He called his own sub, and so threw CG back in there and got Tuck his little rest and got him back in.
It sort of seemed like it took the medicos quite a while to attend to him. Were you aware of what took him so long? He was lying there for quite a while. Didn't quite get out to him for a while. I'm not sure how you saw it.
He was lying there for a while, and they do their job how they see fit. Yep.
Yes, I'm curious.
Yep.
Obviously you did say that you got on a really good run even without him there, but how costly was it in that period of the game to be without your captain for a long period?
Yeah, and offered the opportunity for others to step up, and we saw that. It could have easily gone the other way with him being out, that we didn't make a run back, and so that was a pleasing part of that. That if he's going to have an off night or out of the game for a period of time, that the group has a belief that they can continue to score without him. So that was the positive part.
I guess obviously a massive week with Isaac and all that sort of thing, and how did you sort of, I guess, see? I mean, early on it seemed like you guys were a little bit flat. Do you reckon that may have played, because that's such an emotional build-up, I guess? Do you reckon that may have played a part in it? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, it wasn't obviously the ideal preparation of what we were hoping for in the FIBA window. You know, most of the coaching staff missed practices with COVID, and I think we all had COVID at some period through this, and a number of players with COVID as well, so I'm sure other teams were affected. Yeah, it wasn't an emotional week, but a great week. We felt like our culture as a club was grew in the diversity and acceptance of everybody, and Isaac in what he went through and the courage he had to do that. So, but we really wanted to come out and be physical tonight and be tough and play differently to what we saw in the first 5 minutes. So that part was a disappointment to say how we were going to play, and we didn't do it until we saw some energy come off the bench and showed us the way.
What did you make of Isaac's performance? Did he sort of seem like a bit freer out there, like a bit of a clearer mind after such a big week for himself?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably got some, when he goes 4 of 10, he probably hasn't shot the basketball the way he wants to shoot it. And so, there was probably 3 or 4 chippies around the rim that we'd expect him to go and knock in as well. Had a couple of free throws that he missed as well. So, yeah, just his touch was probably lacking a little bit tonight.
Mace, how did it feel to be back out there after so long?
Yeah, really, really good. I think it's been a long time coming for me, and getting out on the floor, representing our club, all the people that have supported me throughout this entire process, it meant a lot for me to sort of give back to them. They've put a lot of time and effort into me the last few months, and I just want to be really appreciative, not only for me to step out on the floor, but just share the day with all those people as well.
Did you have any particular goals in mind tonight about what you wanted to achieve on the floor, any particular milestones or anything? But it seemed like you came out with a real intent and gave the team a real boost energy-wise, especially in that first quarter when they were struggling.
Sure. Just little things that I think I bring to the table, that watching the first 10 games that I think I can add to. Nothing specifically magical, just running hard, setting good screens, boxing out, doing the little things that over the course of a long game contribute to winning. I did them okay. I still think I've got a lot of room to grow. First game back and happy to be out there, but still a lot of room for improvement for sure.
Indeed, with Mace back in the lineup and then Marcus coming in on Saturday, all of a sudden the depth in your front court has obviously improved a lot. Have you started to think about how that may play out in terms of rotations and how to use these guys? Yeah,
obviously we had Newley playing some power forward there for a period of time where he was required to do that. We move him back to a guard spot now, and we have 5 bigs that we haven't had for a long time. So we have 2 legit centres that are 6'10" and both can protect the rim. It's a little different playing against Adelaide, where their bigs can try and really stretch you out and different things tonight. So, but yeah, and then we've got Mace and Barlow that both swing between 4 and 5, and Sav. So yeah, I think we've got a really good mix of bigs, and they're all going to all fight for minutes, and we're going to back people that are playing well in the fourth quarter and play them.
Is Marcus going to be on any kind of minutes restriction on Saturday, given the lack of practice time so far?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously it's a game where having an extra 6'10" guy against what they have can really help us. We saw what Big Sauce was able to do last time, and so if we can restrict him a little bit more with some length and size, that'd be great.
How do you sort of see this one? I mean, you've slipped below 500. You're out of the top 6. Another big Melbourne derby. How do you sort of view this upcoming match?
Yeah, every time so far this year where we've dropped one and had a big game coming up, we've turned up, and so that's what I expect from our group again. That at home, even though it not being our home game, that this group will turn up and go ahead and get the win.
I mean, every game's important, obviously, but I mean, do you sort of get a sense this is probably a bit more important than most that you played so far this season?
No, we don't. just keep weighting games too heavily right now. We know it's going to be a period of time before we get Shea back. We know it's going to be a little adjustment to having Marcus come into our group. Obviously, Lockie Barker contributed well as a backup point guard tonight, and so he needs to continue to grow in that role. So there's still going to be some adjustment periods as this group learns how to grow together.
Is there a time frame on Shea? Are you sure? Are you aware of how long he might be out for? Or?
Yeah, I really don't know. And the medical staff are doing a great job, and we just there's some symptoms there, and we just need to work to get rid of them, and however long that takes, it takes, and we have to be. There's been a couple of concussions, and so we have to be super cautious with him, and we'd hate to see him shut down for the season. So we'll do our best to go slowly and make sure he's 100% to come back and ready to play.
How's he holding up? I'm sure he must be really frustrated to sort of get the taste and then sort of have to sit out again.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a frustration, and we really sat down with him and his wife and talked about everything this week about the plan and where we want to go and how we support him as a club right now, because we know he's a guy that doesn't even like warm-ups. He just wants to play, and for him to sit out and not have that right now, it's he was a little flat about it, obviously, and so how we can keep him involved in practice in what he can do for us in 5-on-0s and no contact and things, and just make him continue to really feel a part of the group through this period.
And just from a player's perspective, Isaac's announcement, what do you think that will mean for, players going forward in the future, his announcement that he made?
Yeah, I think he's done a really brave thing and being one of the first active guys in the world, and so it was really amazing thing just to be in the room, to be part of that. It'd be a very, very, very small part of that. But yeah, we'll embrace him, and hopefully one day no one will really care what happens, because for me nothing's going to change. We treat Isaac he's just the same, and he's part of our club. We'll embrace him just the same, and looking forward to what comes as a result of it.